The PBA Summer Tour comes to an end this week in Lexington, Kentucky. It is perhaps ironic that the first time the tour would visit this area, so well known for its equine excellence, that the top 2 spots this week would be secured by 2 of the PBA's brightest thoroughbreds, who have utilized quick starts out of the gate, as well as great stretch runs right down to the wire, en route to nailing down tonight's top 2 spots. Monacelli and Voss both looking to end up in the PBA's winner's circle. ESPN and the PBA present the championship round finals of the $100,000 Greater Lexington Open. And we're located this evening in beautiful Lexington, Kentucky, live from Collins Bowling Center, Eastland.
Boy, kind of a close fit there, huh?
Hi, everybody. I'm Denny Schreiner, along with Mike Durbin, and we're making our entrance tonight in the bowling pin car. Let's talk about our top seed tonight, Amleto Monacelli, who's obviously had his foot on the gas all week long.
Yeah, he made a pit stop for about 5 weeks, Denny. Come back last week 11th, this week leading the tournament. He's ready to go on to victory.
All right, Brian Voss has won tournaments in 7 consecutive years. He's trying to make it 8 in a row. He's in the number 2 position. Looks like he's probably changed rubber for this one tonight.
Well, he at least changed speed, Denny. He used different speeds all week long, sometimes hard. I think he'll be throwing slow tonight. Getting that win in the 8th year in a row is very, very important to him.
Bob Spaulding, our number 3 qualifier, yet to win a game in the championship round, 0-5, and he feels like maybe tonight will be the night for him to step into the winner's circle.
Well, we saw him last in Kennewick. He bowled over 270 and couldn't beat Dave Houston. He's saying, what do I have to do to win bowl 300? That'll at least get him a tie.
Well, we've talked about some of the players in the top 3, and if we could, we'd like to categorize them a little bit in terms of what kind of cars they would be. But I know one thing, Vespi is one of those dragsters. I mean, he's going 290 right down to try and get to the finish line.
Well, he went 290 for 3 games last week, and then he kind of had a flat tire in the last game, but he's hoping to repeat last week's performance with a better final game.
All right, and Ballard Jr. is pretty effectively trying to change engines, I guess, if it were, or change car styles to see if he can get back into the winner's circle.
Well, Dell's had a lot of trouble adjusting to the reactive resin bowling balls. He thinks he's got it figured out. He's hoping tonight is his night to break the slump.
Okay, don't forget our opening match just about ready to start between Ballard Jr. and also Bob Vespi. So it's one more time around the parking lot, and then we'll be right back with the start of that opening match. And you know, that speeding ticket I got from the Lexington police.
I had to make sure I had my seatbelt on there, though.
The car was faster than I thought.
With you driving.
Ballard saying, all right, come on. He is mic'd this evening. First shot in the championship round. Pretty good one.
And Dell was the only one that said there was really a big difference between the left lane and the right lane. He felt the right lane was tighter. He's going to play that a little bit further outside. In fact, he was thinking about using 2 different balls, but he decided to go with the same ball.
Oh, no. Mental error, a miscue right off the bat, and Ballard kind of opens the door for Bob Vespi.
And again, bowlers that change bowling balls to shoot those spares, it has a slightly different feel, and they kind of fell off his hand and into the channel.
Vespi turns it loose, and it runs high for the baby split on lane 18.
And in practice, Vespi seemed to struggle. He changed balls and changed angles a little bit, changed speeds, and he never did seem to get zeroed in the pocket. Now watch how he shoots the spare and the change in his arm swing. See how much straighter it was? That's the improvement in his game right there. Vespi, and throwing his first shot, the thing to watch here is his bent elbow as he goes to the foul line. When he gets up there and he's ready to throw that ball right about in that position, look at how that elbow is bent right there. That's more than Carter or Anthony ever did. And there's the result.
He also is hooking the ball a lot more than Carter or Anthony ever did.
Yes. Put them together, they didn't hook it as much as he did.
Didn't have to.
No, they didn't have to. They won enough titles doing it the way they did.
Come on. There you go. No 10-pin this time for Ballard. You mentioned suffering from a confidence crisis over the last year. Just hasn't been the same old Ballard.
Amazing, too. What such an outstanding player. He's won 2 U.S. Opens. He's won a Tournament of Champions and an ABC Masters. And he's got a very simple style. Look at how square he goes to the foul line right here. He's just straight square as he comes through. The ball's coming right down there. On balance all the way through. You'd think he'd never get in trouble, Dan. I mean, all of us still have to carry as he leaves his second 10-pin, but it's amazing that a guy would do that well, and yet he is suffering from a bit of a confidence crisis.
Just goes to show you, though, how fragile it really is on the national tour.
Yeah, it is. 12 titles, 4 majors.
Been a consistent top 10 money winner over the last 7, 8, 9 years. Little stick at the line, but takes care of the 10-pin. Second week in a row that Bob Vespi has started in the opening match. Won 3 games last week, got to the title game.
Close. A little 4-pin there. See if he throws straight at this spare or whether he hooks it at it. A lot of times these hook ball bowlers will hook it at the spares on the left side of the lane and try and throw it straight at the spares on the right side of the lane.
Now, you were right, Michael. Went with a little more of a hook ball, but we had a chance to talk to Bob and ask him about the adjustment in spare shooting.
Well, my coach, Billy Hall, he's really on me about making spares. You know, I have such a great strike ball, he tells me, that if I make my spares even 25% more than I was making them, I'd be a lot better player. So the last 2 weeks break that we had, and he told me that every time I bowl, practice, shoot my spares and shoot them straight. And I think that's the biggest key. I've been, you notice I change arm swings in the spare shot, and my time is a little bit better on it than it was before, and I'm making a lot more spares.
I don't think there's any question he can strike with anybody on the national tour, but if he would make a few more spares, he might be on ESPN a little more often. We'll be back with more of our opening match right after these messages.
Just one more strike for a 300 game.
For the inside track on your favorite bowlers, become part of the PBA fan club.
All fan club members receive the PBA Media Guide and short programs along with your official membership card. Also, for a limited time only, this Millionaires Club poster is included.
So don't wait. Call today. Call 1-800-299-4PBA for your membership in the PBA fan club.
Reason number 3, to race to McDonald's. The Quarter Pounder with Cheese Extra Value Meal. A hot, steaming Quarter Pounder with cheese, large, crispy golden fries, an icy Coke, all just $2.99. $2.99. Just one more reason to choose McDonald's.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Oh, why not? A preview to the Super Bowl a little bit early. The Arena Bowl, Mike, the Arizona Rattlers, Orlando. Who do you like in that one and by how many?
The Predators by 10.
Do you? Okay. All right, well, there you have it. Mike Durbin's prediction. So Arizona, at this point in time, you better go buy some champagne.
Whoa. Wow. What an interesting pin action there. He had every pin in the back row up there for a second.
He was out to the high weeds there momentarily.
Yeah. Watch it on the replay as he does get right out to the edge. Coming back. Well, he kind of got in the way there. Threw that 17.7 miles per hour. Bellied it almost 6 full boards, and we see he's trailing by 11. There's his bowler track.
Come on.
That's with a 15-pound ball, too.
That one will break your back. Comes back, makes a terrific shot to get the double and close in, and look what happened.
Watch it snap through here, and the ball just chopped the 5 right off. The head pin goes to the wall, comes back and misses the 9. Really a bad break. You know, you go to that light ball to try to avoid that, and he still leaves it even with a 15-pound bowling ball.
And when you struggle and have the kind of year that Dell has had, you get to the championship round, you get a break like that at the wrong time, that can really hurt you. Vespi on a strike, looking for a double. Turns it loose. Shakes him up. And Bob Vespi moves to a 21-pin lead.
Did you see Del Ballard there? Got up and just kind of threw his hands down. I stuff it and leave a 9-pin, and he gets a bucket crumbler. It's hard to keep those negative, bad thoughts out of your mind, especially when things have not been going well and you've been struggling, and you finally get to the telecast and get some bad breaks.
It's an uphill climb all the way. Vespi averaged 221 on this pair of lanes throughout the week. The best of our top 5 qualifiers. You told me in practice, don't be surprised if we see the 210 with some company, maybe the 2810 a couple of times tonight.
All week long, if you threw it a little hard, you left the 2-8-10. He had it up there for a split second, got the 2 and the 10 out, left only the 8.
Synthetic lane surfaces again this week, as was the case last week in Mechanicsburg, and the lane conditioning program set up by the PBA virtually the same this week.
And the hook ball bowler, I mean, Vespi's back here again. And we got Amleto, who bowled, finished 11th last week. This week is on top.
Spaulding. Rubble.
Wow. The 3 and the 9, that one just, see, that's caused from the solid 9 before, though, Dan. That's a lapse in concentration that he got down. He's a little down on himself or down on his luck right now. He's talking to himself. That's the best thing he can do. A little positive talk. Give himself a pep talk here. Tough spare.
What was that? Open frame, and it's apropos that I asked Del to assess 1994.
94 has been a real struggle for me. I've only made a couple finals, a few finals, one other TV show, and I just really struggle losing my confidence. And last week I made the finals, and it really helped out last night because I just really hung in there and really tried to make the best of it.
Down by 33, another errant shot, baby split. Pops up on lane 17.
Well, yep, all slipping away from him rather rapidly now. He's got to make this to keep, any touch with Vespi at all. I mean, he has to make this and strike out.
Back-to-back open frames. Del Ballard Jr. in the process of finishing 5th here in Lexington. We'll be back with the conclusion of match number 1.
At the Discovery Channel, we go to extraordinary lengths to tell extraordinary stories. Stories that take you off the beaten path. So if we see it, you see it. The Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Sunday nights, they come to play on TNT. Good guys versus bad guys. Showdowns and shootouts. The chase, the unexpected twist, the magic. And that's why on Sunday nights, we come to play. Sunday Night NFL on TNT.
Welcome back to Collins Bowling Center, Eastland, located in Lexington, Kentucky. First ever time that the touring players have held a national championship here, and they were really well received. Tremendous crowds all week long.
There's what we were talking about, the old 210. See what Vespi does with this, whether he hooks it at it or throws it straight. Well, he's waiting for the same ball to come back, so I gather he's going to try and throw a hook at it. Wants to hit the 2-pin on the left and slide it across into the 10. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Got it coming and going there.
Would have been an all-time spare of the 210.
Watch it bounce out of the pit here. Boing. Couple of bounces out. Rolls around, got reasonably close.
Never say die as long as those pins are rolling around on the deck.
He does get them rolling around on the deck, too.
Leads by 31. Ooh, flirting with near disaster. Another 2-pin. This time the 10 went down.
That could have been 0. That could have been the 2-10, the 2-8-10. Watch this. That got right to the 1 board then. I mean, out here, that's at over 40 feet. Now, barely gets the head pin. The 10 goes out pretty quickly, and the 8. Look at that. Out to, well, board 2 at 45 feet.
2-pin disappears. Vespi fills a frame. And Del Ballard Jr. right now just trying to
he's not dead yet.
Come up with anything. Sure.
Yeah, he's not dead. If he can strike twice here, he's still alive.
All right, come on, come on, come on.
Nice pin action and a break at the very last moment, but the 4-pin stands.
There's Carolyn Doran. Was there when she won her first championship. I think it was in Tennessee. At the 4-pin. But Dell's running out of frames, as Carolyn well knows. He wants a re-rack on this left lane, so he hasn't given up yet, Dan.
Best he could possibly shoot would be 185.
That means that Vespi's got to mark both frames, so he still a strike here in the 9th frame gives him an outside chance. Struggled all week on this pair, didn't he?
The finals field average just a little better than 203 on this pair of lanes.
Please. I'll tell you what.
Solid 9, couple of 10s, solid 8.
How's my tree?
What does that mean? How's my tree?
Well, you can ask him after the telecast.
No, I think I'll stay away from him.
Yeah, let him cool down a while.
Yeah, a little bit.
The leaves are falling off the tree.
Literally.
Vespi looking for the pocket. This time he finds it somewhat. Tightened up the angle a little bit on lane 18. And if he strikes out, a game of 216.
See him look over to his coach, Billy Hall, sitting over here, a couple of pair over. Said, tighten things up, you know.
Well, no reason to miss the pocket at this point in time. You've got the match well in hand unless you do something crazy.
Yeah, but Vespi, that's anything can happen when you don't get as much as he does.
High in the pocket. 4-pin stands.
There's Billy looking on. Out on the tour regularly.
Eddie Munster hairstyle. Looks good.
Yeah.
A very knowledgeable bowling aficionado. That has really helped a lot of players out here on the national tour through the year.
Used to work for Larry Lichstein and Player Services. Drilled probably literally thousands of bowling balls out here. Vespi going to be a winner with under 200. That doesn't happen often.
Doesn't make any difference. 10-pin finally topples. But Vespi's going to have to figure out how to get rid of that and hit the pocket on a consistent basis if he expects to keep moving up the ladder.
One of the lower scores I've seen Del Ballard bowl. As he crosses over. And finally.
Well, you knew that would happen. A Brooklyn strike for Del Ballard Jr. Well, better luck when the fall tour starts for Del Ballard. 195 for Vespi, who advances into game number 2. When we come back, a look at this week's average builder.
You're unbelievable.
It's like ballet with a boom.
Be the ball.
I like the action. It's action.
8-pins, you're dust. Be the ball.
It's all in the beard.
The grip. The approach.
Mine. The shoe.
You're unbelievable. Somebody. You're unbelievable.
Beard frame.
I am the ball.
Who loves you, ball?
You're unbelievable.
Mopar parts. Even if they say they'll fit, and look like they'll fit, will they really fit? Mopar, the only parts made precisely for Chrysler Corporation vehicles, installed by the dealer.
Come in for an expert Mopar oil change right now, and we'll give you the Mopar oil filter at no charge.
During my last physical, I happened to mention that the Tylenol I took for my tough headaches wasn't always getting rid of all the pain. My doctor recommended Advil instead. He told me that for tough headaches, 2 Advil work better than 2 extra-strength Tylenol tablets. Better than extra-strength Tylenol caplets. Better than Tylenol gel caps. Now for my tough headaches, I take what my doctor recommends by name. Advil. It just works better. Advil. Advanced medicine for pain.
Unlimited sports news is finally available. Bob knows.
Morning, Bob. Your email yesterday, dead on. The Dodgers pulled it out last night with some 12th inning heroics.
With ESPN Net on Prodigy, Bob talks to the SportsCenter pros every day.
Hey, Bob, for answers to your NFL questions, check out the inside info on coaching changes.
What you want, when you want. Call 1-800-ESPN-PRO. Get ESPN Net on Prodigy.
Hey, how about some Super Bowl tickets?
For tonight's Average Builder, I thought I'd like to talk about the issue of speed control. And to describe just how important this issue is, here's our second qualifier, Brian Voss.
I played the lanes a lot of different ways this week. I was throwing real hard, you know, when there's a lot of play on the lanes and going pretty straight. Yesterday, I hooked the ball a lot. Amleto led this tournament, and I think if you look at the other guys, those guys hooked the ball a lot. So I approached yesterday with that's the way I was going to have to roll the ball. And that's the way I try and approach all the lanes. I let the lanes dictate what kind of roll I'm going to put on it.
Brian says he lets the lanes dictate the type of roll and the type of speed that he's going to put on it. Well, let's suppose the lanes are hooking a lot and we want to throw it hard. How do I do that? What do I think about? Well, I just give you a couple of suggestions of what I think about. When I want to throw the ball hard, basically I'm trying to throw it straighter so I stay behind it. And I try and take the push away out and like I'm putting it on a table and let it swing straight from the shoulder with a straight elbow all the way through and go through the ball with a lot of force and pretty firmly that way. What about when I want to throw it softer, when the lanes are a little bit tighter? Like here, most of the players here are throwing it slower. Well, what I want to do then is I still want to let it swing from the shoulder, but I try and let the elbow almost break a little bit in the back here, and as I come through it softer and try and roll my wrist through the bowling ball. Now, earlier I threw a couple of shots. We'll take a look at the arc and the speed on the bowler track. Here we are. This is going to be the fast shot, trying to throw it firm and hard here. Look at the elbow. It's nice and straight. As it hits the top of the swing, it's straight there. Everything's in balance, and I go through it firm and hard. We can see right here now, it's a big half-aboard belly, and it's really not the shot for this condition. 17.9 miles per hour is really too hard to try and hit this bowling condition. So we'll try a softer speed. We'll make the adjustment. Now here what I'm trying to do is to let the elbow break just a hair. It's still swinging from the shoulder. I'm going up a little slower all the way through here. As I come through, it's just rolled through gently, smoothly. And you can see that the arc is from 8 to board 4.5. That ball did wind up in the 1-3 pocket and 14.9 miles per hour. A big difference in speed there, and it made the difference of getting the ball into the pocket and striking. So remember, when you want to throw it hard, the arm is straight, you go through it firm. When you want to throw it slower, it's a gentler release and arm swing all the way through, and you need both of them if you want to get better in this game. We'll see you again September 20th for the Greater Naples Senior Open from beautiful Naples, Florida, where we'll have another Average Builder.
Results of match number 1. Bob Vespi winning 195 to 161. All right, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to take Bob in the second match here this evening.
The Ninja RPM.
It'll rev up your game.
Reason number 4, to race to McDonald's. The McChicken Extra Value Meal. A hot, tender McChicken sandwich, large, crispy golden fries, an icy Coke. All just $2.99. $2.99. Another irresistible reason to choose McDonald's.
Football fans, now you can get inside the game like never before. With Sports Illustrated's Ultimate Insider Package, featuring the fantastic new video, NFL Insider 94. Plus, this exclusive NFL Films Director's Cut, both free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. The Insider goes behind the scenes and gets in your face with the inside stuff of pro football.
Get off your man and get this back!
From draft day to game day, you get the inside story from SI's expert.
Johnson was always going to be second banana to him. He couldn't take it anymore.
Plus, you get this exclusive NFL Films Director's Cut. You can't find it anywhere else, but you get it free with Sports Illustrated. Get 54 issues of SI for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Get inside. Call now and get the Ultimate Insider Package. Free exclusively from Sports Illustrated and no one else. There is nothing in the world like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
All right, we're ready for match number 2 of the $100,000 Greater Lexington Classic. And Bob Vespi, who opened with a victory over Ballard Jr., will start the match.
We saw Ballard throw one like that in the opening match, the 3-9. He missed a little left, and it's gone.
Run away, Brooklyn, that trip.
Further than that.
You're right. Lucky to get the head pin.
24 career 300 games.
We see Dell had 29.
Yeah. These guys can string the strikes, can't they, Dan? Nice conversion. He is getting a lot better on his spares.
You see his eyes after that was completed?
That was tougher than trying to get 10.
These guys?
Age 33.
Bob Spaulding, all business, trying to get something started here, and he'll take the Brooklyn strike right off the bat.
What if that little weightlifter pose there was for Mr. Vespi?
Spaulding looks like the John Hersina of the PBA National Tour.
Doesn't he? I'd like to see those two arm wrestle. That'd be an interesting match.
I don't know who I'd bet on. That'd be rough.
I just watched.
That John Hersina, now he's a strong customer.
Yes, John is. He works hard. He works out a lot. For the double on the movement, back to back. He's lined up.
My, look at Vespi. He's got to be the blood pressure's got to be going up.
Is he watching?
You can tell by the sound that it's a Brooklyn.
Can you really?
Sure, it's got that accent.
Well, Bob got a few of those last week, so he can't be saying much as he leaves the 3-6 here. He says, I didn't pull it enough. I guarantee if he'd have got it over Brooklyn and struck, he'd have been right back in Spaulding's face. Straighter and harder. See how the arm swings straighter? Well, he made 2 tough spares to start off with. Now he's got to do his forte, and that's strike.
He's making the spares and can't find the pocket.
Right. He's changing his game. Yeah.
Better go back to working on strikes, Bob. The lane condition this week, a fair and equitable opportunity, but not easy out there, as you can see. And Vespi says, okay, I'll 360. I'll go to the Brooklyn if I have to.
Well, apparently they have to. I mean, no room on this shot. You know, he'd gotten it out to the edge. Watch the head pin. What hit the 5? Spaulding trying to get one in the 1-3 here.
A little more room. Didn't quite get it to the Brooklyn this time, but the 10-pin releases, and he's left with just the 3.
Needless to say, neither player is lined up very well right now.
That may be the understatement of the summer.
Yeah, right. Voss must be over the sign here just licking his chops.
Gonna go a lot straighter. All right, a spare for Spaulding. We asked him, is there any timetable for winning out here?
The thing is just to keep making television shows, and sooner or later you're going to get a break. I mean, I just believe in that. That's the way it's going to be, and All I can do is bowl the best game that I can bowl, and sooner or later I think it's going to come my way.
He's already had 2 breaks tonight.
Yeah, he's looking for more.
Well, now, Michael, he's missed left 3 times in a row. I mean, when does the adjustment come into play?
Well, not this frame. That missed further left. Again, the 3-9. That's the 3rd time we've seen it by 3 different bowlers.
So did he move left and the ball hooked earlier?
It appeared that way, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot move in and find oil to get the ball to go down the lane. PBA lane maintenance here is oiled 32 feet, buffed to 35. The last 25 feet is bone dry.
That has to be a real adventure than shooting double wood.
Watch this. He's playing the inside, close to the 3rd arrow. Sets it down left to the 3rd arrow, and it starts hooking right now. It's gone right at this point in time, not even for a Brooklyn. Oh, somebody finally gets it in the pocket, leaves a solid 10.
That's what he's got to be saying. That was his best shot of the night.
Yeah, that was to take the lead in the match.
Doubles could be tough to come by.
It's a grind-out night, it looks like.
Looks like he's enjoying making those spares.
Except that he'd rather string the strikes and not have to shoot them. You know, it's kind of like a tennis server, you know, serving the ace. He'd rather have that than play the rally.
Vespi with 8 regional titles to his credit.
He looks over at Billy Hall and smiles. Says, wait a minute, I'm going back to Brooklyn here. This pocket, solid 10, solid 7.
How can that be? I mean, come on, let's be realistic about this.
What?
We see 3 Brooklyn shots and those strike, and then flushing the pocket 2 hits in a row, and you leave a 10-pin and a 7-pin. Where's the justice?
You've been around this game long enough to know
that there is none.
Not in bowling.
Was it a 4-pin that climbed up over the top?
It was a 2-pin.
2-pin.
Second, a 3rd from the left. Watch it go right over the top. Whew. Boing. It kind of wiggled it. Yeah, that was the Fosbury leap. Boy, he really moved in there and found something. Maybe you just got to move deep enough. See how deep he moved in on this. Look at where he's sliding. Ball over just about the 4th arrow. Out to maybe about the 10th board. Back into flush city right there. 19.5, I guess, pretty close. Out to 11.
Looking now to extend the lead with a double here in the 6th. Moved way left, swung it way right, and lane 17 is just a bit tricky.
Well, remember, Del Ballard said that lane was hooking more than lane 18 point, but he was playing a lot further right. Last week, you had trouble moving in and finding something. Pete Weber was the only one able to do it last week.
Really a master at playing the inside angle, Pete Weber.
Well, he can play the outside angle pretty well,
Oh,
too.
yeah. Play all parts of the lane.
Oh, and there's the opening.
3 and the 6 off the 10. So Spaulding with a mistake, Vespi with some hope, and we'll come back with more of game number 2 from Collins Bowling Center in Lexington after this.
With Minwax polyurethane, you can do more than admire your wood. You can live with it, too, because Minwax contains pure urethane oil to protect wood while giving it beauty you can really live with. Minwax keeps wood beautiful.
Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Joe Theismann on the demise of off-Broadway plays.
If I was a coach, I wouldn't care where the plays came from. as long as they got me yardage.
CFA college football action coming your way live at 8 p.m. on Thursday night. Arizona visiting Georgia Tech. Arizona with one of the best defenses in college football. Should be a good one.
Desert Storm, right?
Take a look at some of the executives on hand tonight. Collins Bowling Center manager, as well as the manager of the other center, general manager, I should say, Don Bundy, on hand for this one tonight. Fans here giving him a hard time because they knew he was on television.
They did. Vespi leading by 2 pins.
Oh, he spanked out the 10 this time, and Vespi asking the fans to respond a little bit.
And they certainly did, didn't they? They're waiting for some strikes to cheer for. As he sends it way down the lane, comes in half pocket this time, and just slaps out the 10. He's very good at that, and his emotional reaction every time.
Shook him up, and out came the 10 pin.
Gave it that extra room. You know, they was flirting with a 210 again. They got it out of there.
Player that has to be aggressive if he's going to be successful.
He's smacking his hands every time he makes a 10 pin now. Let's see what Mr. Spaulding does here now. He was flush on this lane last time, moving inside. Another Brooklyn. That's a third of the match.
Flush again. This time it was just on the other side.
I just don't think that's the direction to go. I mean...
And also representing the bowling center here this week, Al Saunders.
See the score there. 2 pins. Spaulding can take the lead if he can take advantage of that Brooklyn that he got. Which way is he going to move, right or left, Ed?
I'd be moving right.
He went left.
Good move.
Seems to know what he's doing, huh?
Well, at least he got it to the right side of the head pin.
Yeah.
And he took advantage of the big break.
Well, he's had really several breaks because, you know, Vespi leaving the solid 7, following that up with a strike.
That's inside the target. And a Brooklyn for Bob Vespi, that is.
Well, I guess
we've seen more Brooklyns tonight than we've seen the entire summer tour.
I guess this is just a battle of who can carry the most Brooklyns.
It's the Battle of Brooklyn.
Right now, Spaulding's ahead 3-2.
Not to be confused with the Battle of the Bulge.
Of course, if you live in Brooklyn, they're jerseys, aren't they?
Sure, if you live there.
A lot of room.
That one's not Brooklyn.
No, he trusted that one. That one's 0, but as it's the 9th frame, he has to convert this to keep himself in the match.
Snaps it off.
And we see it just dip in right into the moat there. Hardest thing in the world now is to make yourself trusted again after you've just done that.
He did.
And
left the 2-8. Well, Vespi sees this one slipping away.
And Spaulding sees his best opportunity to win his first match on television.
0 for 5 coming in.
Up by 25 pins, can make it 35 with a strike. Oh, and breaks down the bucket for the 4-pin. He'll take that.
Looked like he was protecting just a little bit on that shot.
Well, you know, the last one went to Brooklyn on this lane. He's still fishing. When Voss comes over, he's going to play, I think, the 1-2-3 area.
I agree. He's going to play out. That's where Amleto Monacelli played most of the week as well. Played out. Spare up for Spaulding. Trying to get the job done now in the 10th.
Still needs a mark to shut him out. A mark, and he's in the 200s. The best Vespi can get is 193. So
Spaulding threw a beautiful shot on the left-hand lane the last time around.
Right. So you go right back there again. A little extra time. Gets that rosin. Touches the heel. Makes sure everything's right. Doesn't take much time, though. Got to make it then.
Good shot.
Good shot. Very professional shot.
Gave it plenty of room. Trusted it. Now just the 10-pin stands between victory number 1.
Changes balls. All right, he has it.
Sigh of relief. A quick glance at the board, and the monkey is now off his back.
Well, he needs one.
Needs one what?
Pin. I think he can handle it.
Are you a gambling man?
Oh, well, I'm not a gambler, but I would put a bob or two on that.
He got one. Went back to an old familiar shot to Brooklyn.
The 3-9 Brooklyn.
But he knows in his mind he's going to have to do something, Mike, make some kind of an adjustment because with Voss and Monacelli coming up.
Well, at least he got 200. That's the first one we've had tonight. You know, so scores are not big.
202 for Bob Spaulding, who advances. Vespi finishes 4th. And when we come back, a quick look at the rest of the top 24 this week in the Greater Lexington Classic.
Rev it up, your car and you, we're keeping you on the go. Fill it up, we are the name in town. People have come to trust Newcomer Oil. You'll be comfortable with us. Newcomer Oil. You'll be comfortable with us. Rev it up, fill it up, Newcomer Oil.
Want 2.9% financing on any Toyota in stock?
Come and get it, but you better hurry.
Now for 10 days only, get any 94 Toyota car or truck in stock at low 2.9% financing.
If you want it,
Interest rates are going up. This is absolutely your last chance to get a Camry, Corolla, or any 94 Toyota car or truck at 2.9% financing. Come and get it, but you'd better hurry. It all ends September 5th.
All right, the Senior Tour resumes its play on ESPN in just 3 weeks on Tuesday night, September 20th, beginning at 7:30, live and direct from beautiful Woodside Lanes in Naples, Florida, the Naples Senior Open. And let's cruise on down the list. Eugene McCune was very close to the telecast. He ended up 6th. Joe Firpo, another solid week for Joe out of Lake Worth, Florida, number 7 spot. And Eric Forkel ended up tearing up one of his fingers, or he more than likely would have made it to the final 5.
In the 9th spot, old Walter Ray back every week. Randy Peterson, last week's champ in number 10. And Ken McNeely finished number 11.
That's right, back-to-back finals for him. Don Moser, a solid summer all the way around in the number 12 position. Pete Weber, as always, in the top 24 was 13th. And Chris Warren, who was also on the telecast last week, continuing his good bowling.
In the 15th spot, Billy Oakes, we saw a few weeks ago. Mark McCullough from Columbus, number 16. And Brian Himmler, another Buckeye, in number 17 spot.
And on down the list, talented left-hander Richard Wolf was 18th this week. Steve Hoskins, who won earlier this summer. And Mark Williams with another steady performance at number 20.
21, Doug Kent continuing his string of cashes. Ed Richardson, number 22. And Michael Dowless from North Carolina in the 23rd spot.
24th, Jeff DeCuber from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And the alternate this week, Dennis Jakes. All right, that's a look at our top 24. When we return to Lexington, Kentucky, Bob Spaulding will take on our number 2 seed, Brian Voss. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Now that you've got that great new Chrysler Corporation vehicle, you want to keep it great, right? Well, then you should always insist on maintaining it with genuine Mopar parts, the only original equipment parts for Chrysler Corporation vehicles.
No. No.
So while you keep it looking great, we'll keep everything else great. Come in for an expert Mopar oil change right now, and we'll give you the Mopar oil filter at no charge.
The 3M Filtrete Clean Air Filter gets more of the small stuff that's in your air out. Stuff an ordinary furnace and air conditioner filter would miss. Like more of the dust, more of the pollen and mold, more of these particles that could irritate your allergies. It even gets more animal dander. Try the Filtrete Clean Air Filter. It gets more of the aggravating things in your air out. Even smoke. Look for the 3M Filtrete Clean Air Filter wherever you buy furnace or air conditioner filters.
Football fans, now you can get inside the game like never before. With Sports Illustrated's Ultimate Insider Package, featuring the fantastic new video, NFL Insider 94. Plus, this exclusive NFL Films Director's Cap, both free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. The Insider goes behind the scenes and gets in your face with the inside stuff of pro football. Get off your man and get this back! From draft day to game day, you get the inside story from SI's experts.
Johnson was always going to be second banana to him. He couldn't take it anymore.
Plus, you get this exclusive NFL Films Director's Cap. You can't find it anywhere else, but you get it free with Sports Illustrated. Get 54 issues of SI for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Get inside. Call now and get the Ultimate Insider Package. Free exclusively from Sports Illustrated and no one else. There is nothing in the world like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
You were a big shot basketball star, right? Now you think you can step up to the plate. You absolutely sure? Want to try that again?
See baseball player Michael Jordan tomorrow on ESPN.
A loose Brian Voss waiting to get started here in the semifinal, and we had an opportunity to talk to him and ask him what he thought it would take to win here this evening.
Well, I think any telecast, the most important thing is just being relaxed. I can look back on my career and the times when I didn't bowl good. I just didn't get myself together and wasn't real relaxed. But if I go out there and I'm relaxed, I approach the lanes, I'm going to play the lanes the way that they tell me to, and not try and go out there and bowl my game, but just let the lanes tell me what to do and just relax. And that'll help me stay focused, and you can't say enough about concentration and confidence. I haven't won in 2 years. I'm the #2 seed. If I win that first game, that should be pretty tough.
Well, this is going to be very interesting because what's happened is lane 18 will not go into a first ball cycle. Brian was talking about he just lets the lanes determine how he's going to play them. Well, in essence, what's going to happen is the players are going to contest game number 3 on lanes 16 and 17 if they can't get 18 operating.
Well, I think they're giving it a small time limit then for here. What the tournament director, Johnny Campos, will do in this situation is he'll say to the mechanic, you give me an absolutely honest estimate of how long it'll take to fix that machine. If it's 2 minutes or something like that, they'll wait it. If it's 5 or more minutes, he'll say, we're moving. If he has to go to 16 and 17 at this point, Brian hasn't thrown a shot on lane 16, and neither has Bob. So it's a total mystery over there what that lane is doing.
Voss had a great shot on lane 18 throughout the entire practice session. So we'll see how that factors into the scenario. Spaulding ambling on over to lane 16. And apparently that's indeed what will happen. 16 and 17 is where the players will contest the semifinal.
That's amazing. What a bad break, really, for both players. I mean, they have no idea what this lane's going to do. They threw a few practice balls, you know, over an hour ago on it, but that's it.
It's like Saturday morning junior league. One slide, and that's it. Oh, look at Bob. All he can do is turn around and say, yeah, this is a little different from lane 18.
Well, I don't know that it's that much different. He was doing that on the other ones, you know. Of course, he was doing that on 17. He gets an opportunity at a spare, though, right away. Voss hasn't thrown a shot on there. And Brian, interesting in what he was talking about staying loose. If anything would tighten him up, this would be it.
All right, let me ask you this, though, as we watch Bob Spaulding shoot the 9-pin on lane 16. Yes. Does Voss go up on 16 and throw the same shot, same angle that he, say, would throw on 17? Just for the first opening shot?
He has to, because it's a mystery. I mean, it's an absolute mystery to him right now.
We'll have to wait.
I mean, because he really didn't learn a whole lot from Spaulding's shot because he's playing a different part of the lane. That's Brooklyn.
We've seen a number of those tonight. He said, hey, Vespi used it, Spaulding utilized it, so I might as well go ahead and go with one. Now let's see what he cooks up here for his opening shot on lane 16.
You know, he had to watch, as I noticed. Oh, the ball comes back on 16. Amazing. He threw it on 17. He came back on 16. They faked him out here.
Somebody's back there is right, Brian, the mechanic, and he's thinking fast.
Well, he's thinking, this is a guess, is what he said, but he has to be thinking the back end is flying. You're trying to get out of Spaulding's way. I wouldn't want to argue with Spaulding either myself.
No.
I mean, he's probably a gentle giant here, but
you know, really, when you look at the big picture here, though, too, these guys are used to moving from pair to pair to pair throughout the tournament with no practice shots, just reading the lanes and making good shots in their opening attempts and adjusting from there.
That's true. That's an excellent point, Dan. They are used to doing that. I mean, when they move from one pair to the next, they don't get any practice shots. The first shot has to count. See what kind of an adjustment he makes after almost missing the headpin on the left.
I have another question to ask. This game then is contested on 16 and 17. What if during that time they fix 18? Does the title match go back to 17 and 18?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't think so. I think this is it.
A little deeper inside. And he's coming closer to the 1-3.
As he leaves the 3-6. Goes back and gets his spare ball. Says, I might as well take that over here.
I may need it over here.
Yeah, right. This probably goes a little straighter. Ooh. Converts the spare. Now Voss gets his rosin bag from over on lane 16.
See our handheld camera back there dancing around in this picture here. This is a little tough for our crew. Ooh, good looking shot here. Voss has come out beautifully and opened with a three-bagger, and he has Spaulding on the ropes early.
Brian Voss right down the first, second, and third board. Ball's going to break right into the 1-3 pocket there. Beautiful shot.
So reminiscent of the 300 game that Jim Stephan had shot.
Okay. Back in 1973 or 4 was that? Or 74, I believe it was.
Mel's South Shore Bowl.
Right, right. Well, 300 going back and forth like this.
That's right.
When he was lane 16 and lane 18. Yeah.
Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. What a great adjustment that he makes on that lane after just one shot.
After one shot, right.
I mean, that's a world-class shot.
Brian playing right down lane 16 here into the 1-3. Boom. His reaction? Spaulding's got to get going.
He knows it.
Ooh. Just no hold left at all on that lane. He just still think playing in the wrong part of the lane. Maybe he doesn't like the first, second, or third board. Probably is not his strength as he's kind of got that open shoulder approach. He needs to throw the ball to the right.
Well, we've already seen Vespi dump one tonight, so
Voss probably the squarest at the line of any of our five, except for maybe Ballard, and definitely the guy that goes the straightest right down the boards. And that seems to be the better shot right now.
Boy, this will be a case where the top seed really does get some kind of an advantage coming over and getting the chance to throw some practice shots.
Yeah, but he's going to get 6 between those 2 lanes is all then.
Probably use all of them on 16.
Probably about 4 and 2 is what I would think he'd do. Spaulding hasn't gotten close to the right side on that lane yet. Still looking for his first strike. I mean, he's staring at an opponent that's got 4 in a row playing outside. I mean, the game's slipping away. He's got to make a move, Dan. He's got to move right, in my opinion.
Now a ball stuck. Finally back on lane 16. We've seen a little bit of everything here tonight.
Yep.
Voss with the first 4 and in control of the semifinal match. Keep in mind, fellow Brunswick staffer Amleto Monacelli, the top seed.
Can we blow that air out? He is wired for sound.
And wired for strikes. Nice combination.
Yeah. And he's perfect.
Now, you're going to bet your last dollar there's no way a guy can come in with no practice shots on the alternate pair and start with the first 5.
But he seems to have figured out 16 right away. And 17 seems to be falling into place for him, too.
Oh! Out of nowhere. What incredible pin action on lane 16, and Voss has the first 6.
What comes back and gets the 2-pin, Dan? Watch this. Comes in way late.
Head pin to the 4?
Yeah, not exactly sure.
All right, a strike for Spaulding. So it's never too late, as Bob with a wry smile says, I'll just head over to lane 16, look for a double.
The trouble is, though, that if he takes it out the sheet, the best he can get is 231 at this point in time, and that may not be enough. With the way Voss is going. Now he's waiting for his ball to come back. Which lane's he going to come back on? 16, those guys in the back, pick him up, carry him over, and send it back. Still staying inside.
Plenty of room that time.
And then he's light. I mean,
that's the worst of both worlds.
Oh, isn't it? I mean, it just flashes through your area, your mind, no area. And
that tightens the old arm swing.
Yeah, so, well, he's just trying to get out of the way now, I think. Of course, I was watching the U.S. Open earlier when a couple of Holland players were playing, and one of them was up 6-0 in a tiebreaker, and John McEnroe said if the guy lost it, he would announce tonight standing on his head, so I won't make any rash predictions like that.
Be seeing the bottom of his shoes tonight.
Yeah, he was. The guy came back and won.
Hey, Tiger Woods was 6 down.
Yeah.
Of course, Spaulding missed the spare. That's it.
It makes it worse. Yeah.
Right. For 7. Voss having very little problem after the breakdown on lane 18. He's got him revved up here with a 7-bagger. Might mention he shot 300 last night in game number 2 of the final round of match play here in Lexington.
Yeah, we have 4 300s here, and he had one of them, so. Well, he's had 25 of them in his career.
Gave it room. Yeah!
20 in a row after.
I think he shot the 300 against Spaulding last night. He said, Bob, that's 20 in a row against you. How's that make you feel?
Is that what he said to him?
I think that's what the story is.
I wonder what it was, I'll tell you.
He may be 24 in a row, and if he does, of course, the PBA will award him a check for $10,000 for shooting 300. We had one earlier this year by Butch Soper. Would be an incredible story if Voss were to go perfect here on us on 16 and 17.
Wouldn't it? Yep, 20 years ago with Steffi at Mel South Shore. Oh, he finally got it. Voss now collecting himself. Second week in a row we've had a player start with the first 8. Last week Vespi got the first 9. And you know these lanes are not easy. Has to hurry. Looks good.
Voss is down.
No.
He's down as if he's been hit by a shot. We saw the solid 10 by Vespi, or the solid 7 by Vespi, and now another one on lane 17. Picture perfect shot.
But it was a different type of solid 7. This one, the 2 pins stayed low and kind of bounced into the 4 around that 7. Went left around it.
Oh, what a tremendous effort by Brian Voss.
Watch this. Watch the 2 pin, Den. He's running left. The ball's going left. And the 1 pin went to the right, the other 1 pin to the left, or right around it, both of them. It's unbelievable.
Voss gazing up at the replay right above him. You heard the oohs and the ahs, and now the fans continuing to sympathize with Mr. Voss.
He can't believe it. There's no way that could stay.
Neither can I. Oh, what a great shot. Well, arm swing loose. Doesn't make any difference now what kind of design you throw up there.
I wonder if what's going to happen, what happened to Vespi last week will happen to Voss this week. You know, that big game and kind of a letdown the next game.
Long break in between as well.
Yeah, and
Bob told me he got de-pumped. It took too long, and he just lost all of his adrenaline. Well, 3 out of 5 isn't bad, especially when you start with the first 8 in a row. 252 for Brian Voss, and he'll move on to the championship game. Spaulding to finish out, and if not anything else, at least Bob ended up with a victory on national television tonight. Who knows? That may free him up here down the stretch.
can strike it out for 199. Not a bad game.
Good comeback.
Yeah. Just 2. Brian's still figuring on lane 16 and says, you know, what is that oil carrying down the lane on that lane now or not?
All right, we'll be back with our title game. Also a quick look at this year's Bowler's Journal All-American team in terms of the men.
The Ninja RPM. It'll rev up your game.
After a somewhat difficult season of hitting, Michael Jordan tries his hand at pitching.
I've been drinking Gatorade ever since I started high school. I think Gatorade helps your body recover faster. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how to get these things to make it work. To me, it feels like it works, and I know that it works. You know, I used it before we even had a financial relationship. I mean, I believed in the product. It's got to be Gatorade.
Not bad for a rookie.
Goodyear announces all Wranglers on sale for pickups, 4x4s, and vans. And that's not all. Save 25% on selected passenger and performance radials. Sale ends September 17th at participating Goodyear retailers.
Boy, terrific crowds all week long. Jam-packing in here to Collins Bowling Center. And there you see all the volunteers. You just couldn't run a national event without their help all week long, and of course they're clad in their beautiful uniforms.
Is that Kentucky colors?
Oh yeah, close, blue and white. And let's look at this year's BJ All-American team led by Captain Walter Ray Williams, Jr.
I wonder why he's the captain. And of course, Norm Duke, who's won the Tournament of Champions this year, is on that team. Brian Goebel, 6 steps, bowling great. And Mr. Pete Weber, our all-time leading money winner on the team. Look at those eyes. And, of course, Mr. Hall of Fame here, Brian Voss, is going to be bowling for the title.
All right, top seed, Amleto Monacelli, finishing up his practice shots. When we come back, Brian and Amleto for the title here in Lexington.
The first time I switched pain relievers, it was from aspirin to Tylenol. Then recently, I switched again, from Tylenol acetaminophen to Advil. You see, I got these really pounding headaches, and I found Tylenol didn't always get rid of all the pain. So I tried Advil and found that for my really tough headaches, 2 Advil worked better than 2 extra-strength Tylenol tablets, better than extra-strength Tylenol caplets, better than Tylenol gel caps. For my tough headaches, Advil just works better. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
My darlings, I have procured a delicious meal. It's a shrimp and fish meal from Long John Silver's. 3 tasty battered hip shrimp and their famous fish. My Alfalfinator. And I brought you this game card in hope of winning a fun-filled sojourn of unparalleled proportions. You fragile hold. Hey, there's 3 of me. There's only one of you, sweetie Pooh.
The Little Rascals, now playing at theaters and along John Silver's near you.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
With Minwax polyurethane, you can do more than admire your wood. You can live with it, too, because Minwax contains pure urethane oil to protect wood while giving it beauty you can really live with. Minwax keeps wood beautiful.
All right, time now for our championship frame. And let's move on to match number 1. Bob Vespi here in the 9th.
And he needed basically just a mark here in the 9th frame to lock up the first match against Del Ballard, who struggled the whole game. Strikes best kind of mark. His reaction?
Works every time. Final tally, 195 to 161. Ballard 5th, and Vespi would move on into game number 2, but this time, center stage, Bob Spaulding.
Bob needing a mark to win his first match on television. Left a very professional 10-pin. Throws the knuckleball at the spare and converts it.
And now 1-6 in the championship round. Losing, though, to, or I should say winning, rather, 202 to 179 over Vespi. And we'll move on to the semi-final match. Say it ain't so, Brian.
Voss with the first 8 on lane 17. Perfect release. He knows it's there. It is there. And so's the 7-pin. And Brian can't believe it.
Voss now in the depths of despair. Oh, well. There's always the title game. 252, 188, a brilliant performance. And who said you need practice shots to throw strikes on the PBA National Tour? When we come back, Amleto Monacelli, Brian Voss, those thoroughbreds we told you about, oh, they're ready to bust from the gate.
Football fans, get ready for the 1994 NFL season. With Sports Illustrated's exclusive NFL Team Kickoff Kit. Free with your paid subscription to SI. Just tell us your favorite team. Cowboys! Packers!
49ers.
And we'll give you more than ever before.
This is incredible. I love it.
Your Team Kickoff Kit starts with your official 1994 team video.
A free Cowboys video? Free Browns video?
If I got a free Giants video, I'll be the luckiest man in the world.
Oh, man. Where can I get it?
It's an inside look at your favorite team. Brought to you as only Sports Illustrated can.
It ain't no surprise.
From end zone to end zone, you'll find out what's in store for 94.
Football, baby, football.
Your team kickoff kit also brings you this authentic NFL team cap. Free.
Free?
Oh, yeah, free. Yes, I do. It's a great cap featuring your team's official colors and logos. Call now and you'll also get special bonus coverage of your favorite team in Sports Illustrated. Just tell us your favorite team and we'll include a bonus section on your team's division throughout the NFL season.
Extra Bills coverage. We need it, baby.
More Bears. More Cowboys, the better. Free extra coverage for the Packers? I'd sign up right now.
Give it to me.
It's an unbelievable football package that no real fan can be without. Call now and get your official team video, hat, and special bonus coverage in SI. Best of all, your kickoff kit is free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Call now, use your credit card, and you'll get 54 issues of SI, including the swimsuit issue, for only $1.47 an issue. You save over 50% off the cover price. And your incredible team kickoff kit is free.
Yeah, where's the number?
From preseason to the Super Bowl, you'll really have your team covered in 94 with Sports Illustrated's amazing kickoff kit. Nobody gets you into football like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Everybody thinks bowling's such a simple game. Well, it is. Here's what's happening tonight. We've got a guy here bowling, and he's going down this lane. Then they pick it up, carry it over here, and he comes back this lane. They go over that lane in there. Nobody knows what's happening.
Nobody knows what's happening, including our color analyst this evening. No. All kidding aside, Brian Voss with a tremendous performance in the semifinal game. In case you've just joined us, one of the championship round lanes broke down, and so now we're bowling on 16 and 17.
And Brian, who missed only once on lane 16, that was in the 10th frame. See what he does now.
Will he come out striking? No, he'll come out splitting.
Well, you know, he left a 1. Let's see, what did he leave? 1, 2, 4, 6, 10 in the 10th frame.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, right. I had to think of what these pins were. These combinations get more difficult every time. Now he comes out with a 4, 6, 7, fires at it. Doesn't bounce out.
Amleto up quickly on lane 17.
Amleto used the same ball all week long. Probably the only player on the PBA Tour that does that.
On a consistent basis. Comes out, starts the lawnmower, and dices up the rack on 17. And don't forget, upcoming stops, the Naples Senior Open. That comes your way on Tuesday, September 20th. And right after that, the St. Petersburg Clearwater PBA Senior Championship. And then a really tremendous addition to the fall tour, the AMF Dick Weber Classic, $60,000 up for grabs, first place prize money. They'll bowl that one from the Arthur Ashe Convention Center.
In a little different format there, too.
4 players all bowling at the same time, 2 different matches, 4 lanes. Hey, they could have done that here tonight.
Amleto right out with 2 quick strikes.
These two know each other very well.
Both on the same ball staff. Of course, Brian bowling to maintain that streak of 1 win in 7 consecutive years to make it 8, already trailing by 21 pins.
Amleto's streak snapped last year, but he won earlier this season. Good shot there.
Here's the big shot, though, Dan. I mean, he's light, high. Now, what do you do? I mean, does he try and stay with the high shot and throw it harder, or does he move aboard and swing it? I think he'll go with his strength, which is speed, and throw it harder. I really do.
You mentioned this week, though, a slower speed was more effective.
Well, you know, when you get into these pressure situations, you go to your strength. And his strength is throwing firm. Not firm enough. 3, 4, 6, 7. Convertible spare, has to hit the 3 pin on the right, send it into the 4, 7. And now he's just suddenly lost on lane 16. Here's the picture. Hit the 3 pin on the right. He goes over and gets the 4, 7. The ball takes out the 6. got a chance. Oh, not thin enough. And 2 open frames. Amleto up with the ball. They're ready to put the hammer down in the next 2 shots.
Well, it would appear as if that thoroughbred has already thrown a shoe.
Or the jockey. Boy, he really lifted that one.
Oh, flush city on lane 17. Well, it was Voss who jumped out and started with the first 8 on this awkward pair, and now Amleto Monacelli starts with perfection.
Amleto with that lawnmower type release. As you see him come through, watch the elbow bend right there. See how it's bent? And then he snaps it up like he's starting a lawnmower. Nelson Burton said years ago. Looks just like that.
Into the swing, out to about the 2 board, back for a rip of the rack, and Monacelli has the first 4.
Well, Spaulding stared at Voss doing this the last game, and now Voss is staring at Amleto doing it. .55 pins already.
That puts you down in a hurry, and it gets you pressing and squeezing just a little bit to try and make something happen.
At the 3-6. Boy, it seems like it's been all or nothing, you know. I mean, Voss with 8 in a row and now lost, similar to Vespi of last week.
Right. All right, don't forget, also on ESPN, oh, the Barons and the Lookouts. Michael is supposed to be back for that one. And I, for one, hope he stays in Major League Baseball.
Seeing as you're the voice of the Cavaliers, you've watched him perform those miracles at the Coliseum that they'll no longer be at anymore.
Watched
many
him
times.
Get 69 one night at the Coliseum, and it was soft. He didn't even play much in the 4th quarter. Finally, Brian Voss says, that's right. Now I remember how to strike on 16.
On lane 16, right. Just a little bump. Voss trying to loosen himself up, but Amleto's trying to tighten him up.
Tighten him down. Amleto got another handful, and it's a 5-bagger.
He's an amazing bowler, the way he kind of drifts left and throws it right and just makes his adjustments with speed and feel. And
after 5 weeks off, comes back. Last week makes the finals. This week leads the tournament. Told me that right now his mental game is as good as it has ever been.
Trying for title number 15 here, Danny.
Probably fresh, too, mentally.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Confident.
And he's got the free roll going right now. The roll out into the pocket on 16.
Amleto, who's won, 7 out of the last 8 from the top spot?
Started 1-6 in his career as a tournament leader, and then has won 7 of the last 8. It's a nice run.
Really nice run. Shows you the confidence and maturity.
Oh, you want me to roll a ball down there?
Now lane 16 has blacked out.
Now the even numbers are dropping fast.
Voss for the double on the Brooklyn, no.
All right, quick question. Has the PBA ever contested a championship game on 3 different lanes?
No, I don't believe they have.
Could happen tonight.
There was Deadwood in the 7-pin channel of lane 16. Voss, desperately needing a double, had to have that come out, and there's no way you can be concentrating when that pin's out there like that in that kind of situation. It's just almost impossible.
Lights are back on lane 16. A huge lead for Amleto Monacelli, who may finish out the summer on a high note.
Well, I think we can almost eliminate the word may.
I'm talking about 300.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The W is pretty much secure. That's the shot. All right. He figured it out. The only problem was Amleto did so earlier.
Amleto doing a different angle, though, Dan. He's further in than Voss and not swinging it out to the edge as much as he was in practice. Four, 7.
More long. He juiced that one up.
Yeah, he did. Could have struck. Could have struck.
Happy now just to spare and move along.
Yep. Very little chance of Voss catching it. Best Voss can get is what, 215? 205 is best he can get.
This is when it's fun to be a top seed. When you lead by 70 and you just cruise along. Had a chance to catch up with Amleto and ask him, what about your future goals?
Well, I really like to bowl as good as I did in 1989 and 1990. And what I like to do is win the general title, the big tournaments, which, I haven't won yet. I finished second in every one, so I really like to focus on those.
Has just one major championship to his credit, the Tournament Players Championship.
Yeah. He's been close several times in the other majors.
Second in all of them.
Yeah.
Solid 10. So this will be title number 2 for Amleto here in 94.
He's the only one of the top 5 that's won this year, and Brian Voss, another opportunity to continue that streak, slips by.
I'll look for him to come back big, though, in the fall. We've got a tremendous fall tour planned for you on ESPN, starting with the AMF Dick Weber Classic. Uh-oh.
Amleto missing the spare, but it's really of little consequence. He could miss out and still win this game and tournament, as long as he keeps it on the lane.
Right. That'll work. Voss now just bowling for pride. I mentioned the AMF Dick Weber Classic, and of course the top 24 qualified. On the points, Brian Voss already in this one. Some terrific names. Should be a heck of a tournament. It's all match play.
It certainly should. Bob Spaulding get in there. Houston, that we saw win a couple of times this summer.
Voss now putting together a string of strikes. Told Amleto he was going to make him show up for the rest of this one. That's about all he can do.
Del Ballard could have qualified for that if he'd have won tonight, but as soon as he lost the first game, he was out of it.
Great performance just to get to that stage. As I mentioned, $60,000 for first in that event. Well, Amleto, don't feel bad. Everybody else has used it tonight. You might as well.
It's amazing how he was so wired the first 6 or 7 frames, and now that he's got it walked up, he's just kind of relaxed, and the ball's going a little different places now.
It's human nature. 257 a possibility, and that's the kind of game that a top seed would always like to play for a title. He'll now go to 8-1 over his last 9 tries from the top spot.
9-7 altogether from the top spot.
And now it's starting to sink in. 2 good buddies, 2 great professionals. Locking it up. We were hoping to see a high-scoring match, but Brian Voss just got off to kind of a tough start, and it never really materialized.
Would have been nice to see his last game against Amleto this game.
Oh, so right. A great champion. Amleto Monacelli, the winner of the $100,000 Greater Lexington Classic. And he's going to go home for 2 weeks, he told me, back to Venezuela. Then it's off to Japan for the Japan Cup. Said he's home for about 2 days, and then it'll be off to Richmond, Virginia to start the fall tour.
Okay.
So plenty of traveling ahead for that young man. Look for him to be big on the fall tour.
He's certainly an international player, isn't he?
Oh, yes. Oh, they love him here in Lexington. A nice tribute to a very nice man. Our newest champion, Amleto Monacelli.
I think another thing important to know is when we get a vehicle in, new or used, the first thing we do is figure out what the lowest price is we can sell that vehicle for. And that's the price that goes on the sticker in the windshield. So yes, it is a very good price. In fact, the lowest price that we can sell that vehicle for and still stay in business. At Keller Brothers Ford in Lititz and Buffalo Springs.
All these Fords are moving. The savings keep rolling during your Quality Plus Ford dealer's factory-authorized clearance. You can still get a great clearance deal on America's #1 selling car, Ford Taurus. Only $249 a month with standard dual airbags. Choose from a large Taurus selection today. Save on every #1 selling Ford in stock. Ford's factory-authorized clearance is in high gear. Hurry, see your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
Introducing NASCAR, a celebration of automotive function and form. Exceptional handling for a ride you won't forget. In traffic or on the open road. Experience NASCAR for yourself. Sunday, it's the Mountain Dew Southern 500 at 1 Eastern, live on ESPN. Find out why NASCAR is your car.
Boy, great round of applause for a great champion, Amleto Monacelli. And Mr. Wilson, the general manager here, has a gorgeous trophy for you.
Amleto, we're a symbol of thoroughbred industry, and we'd like to give you this trophy. Thoroughbred striving to the finish line. Great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody here. I'd like to thank Pat and Joe. They did a great job, and we definitely love to come back here. And I really want to thank Brunswick for getting my visa back. It's great to come back. You know.
All right, we'll introduce Pat Collins now, the proprietor here. And Pat, I know you were very excited to have the touring professionals this year, and you got a great champion.
Thank you, Denny. We're just real happy to have hosted this tournament. And Amleto, you're a true champion. You beat 141, I believe it was, of the best bowlers in the world here in Lexington. And just on behalf of my staff here and all the volunteers that have helped you, we'd like to present you this check for $16,000 and wish you spend that wisely.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, this is heavy.
Amleto.
I don't know what to say.
Quick question, Michael.
Amleto, lane 18 breaks down. You got to come over and bowl the championship match on 16 and 17. What kind of adjustments did you make on both lanes?
Well, to start with, I didn't really know that that lane broke down till like the game before. And I just tried to remember when I practiced on that pair and to see what I was going to, be able to do. And I knew that lane was a little tighter, and I just made the right move, and I kept myself, calm. And tried to make the best shot I could.
6 in a row, pretty good shot. So.
Yeah, you know what he did? He got to the inside rail and just rode it on home. So long, everybody, from Lexington, Kentucky. The PBA Senior Tour returns to ESPN in 3 weeks on Tuesday night, September 20th, from Woodside Lanes, located in Naples, Florida, for the championship round finals of the Naples Senior Open, beginning at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So this swing of the PBA Tour effectively comes to a close. And as the summer sun sets on the horizon, we leave you with these faces as a reminder of the joys they shared and brought to all of us here on ESPN. on ESPN. Everything you wanted to know about college football, but were afraid to ask. That's right. If you want to find out what